back in, Cult Lords fans. We are here to do another movie review. Mm-hmm. And this one we just got done seeing. Literally like 10 minutes ago. Saw it in a theater just 10 minutes away from the studio.
Inconceivable.
Bam! We're here to wrap it up for you. And that movie is The Pope's Exorcist. Ooh. Honor Among Thieves, Parabellum. No, I'm just kidding.
Sounds juicy in so many levels.
Yeah. Doesn't have a title other than The Pope's Exorcist. So, thanks for stopping in. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. We put out a movie review every week, and then we do trailer reactions every day. We do music stuff, comic book stuff, unboxings. You get content every day when you're with us, and some funny stuff too. So make sure you hit subscribe, hit the like button, and then tell us in the comments if you saw The Pope's Exorcist. If you were one of the 3 other people in the theater with us when we saw it.
I was surprised. Nobody was there, but it was a Monday.
It was a Monday night, yes. But let us know if you have seen it. Did you like this movie? And do your ratings hold up to the Cult Lords ratings? Yeah. So Dane, before we kick this off, we always like to start off with a drink. What were you guzzling right before
We're igniting the night.
Oh, yes, we are.
With a little bit of cinnamon fireball. I mean, it just seems appropriate. I'm going to show the back, but I mean, you know, as you drink down, gluck, 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 you get to see more and more of the demon in the background.
Demon, yes.
And what was it? What you have here is smooth whiskey with a very hot kick of red hot cinnamon. Tastes like heaven. Burns like hell. What happens next is up to you.
It's up to us.
Yeah. So hopefully...
And God. I would say my Russell Crowe. And God.
And God. Did God let me do that?
Did God let you do that?
But 33%, everyone has had this. It's usually a big party drink. But, you know, it's fun.
Usually people mix this with other stuff.
Yeah, it's mostly a mixer. I mean, we're sipping it here with a little bit of ice. Mm-hmm. So it's, you know, it's tasty, but there's no way I could spend an entire evening. My God, I lost my eyebrow today.
All right.
But the Jack Daniel's cinnamon is better. He can't remember, but we enjoyed that in the past.
I think they're both cinnamon, so. All right. If you have not seen this movie, I have a warning for you. Spoiler warning! We are going to go into deep down under the Vatican spoilers.
Ooh, in the catacombs.
In the catacombs of the Vatican. And we're going to talk about what happened in this movie. So if you have not seen this movie and you are afraid of this movie, you don't want to hear what we're going to talk about. Might keep you up at night. Mm-hmm. But if you do want to see the movie, have not seen the movie, hit pause, go watch the movie, come back, see our review, see if it's the same thing that you think. So,
right.
All right, Dane. We usually like to start off our reviews by sharing the Cult Lords ratings. And then that way everybody knows up front what we feel, and then we talk about how we got there. But before I share the Cult Lords ratings with you, before we both do, I always like to peek at what the Rotten Tomato scores are.
Right.
Have not looked at these, Dane. I know you haven't either, have you?
No.
Nope. Okay. So take a guess what the critics gave this.
I'm going to go 77 for the critics.
All right. 77 for the critics. What do you think the audience gave it?
84.
See, you just kind of gave me an idea of where you're going to be going. Because I usually, like, if you think it's low, then you guess the critics low or audience low. If you gave it a little bit higher, you give it a little bit higher. So
I try to be fair. I think, you know, I don't want to be, you know, because we've talked about this before. You know, the critics a lot of times seem really harsh.
Yes.
Like they completely ignore any entertaining value. They're really nitpicking and everything.
Right.
And so a lot of times I'll look at a movie like, I'm kind of thinking the critics are going to go nitpicky, whereas, you know, we might find it entertaining for multiple other issues.
All right. Well, let's see.
So go. What is it?
So the critics...
Tell me how right I am.
The critics gave it a 48%.
Oh my God.
Yes. 48 splat. And then the audience gave it an 83%.
All right. Well, you know where generally I was thinking.
Yes, I see that. All right, so what's more important is what the critics thought of
The Cult Lords.
The critics thought of this compared to our Cult Lords ratings. So you got me there. I was about to say I was calling myself the critics here. But I just want to see one thing. The box office.
Maybe the critics don't like Russell Crowe. He's kind of been,
That's what the guy said at the movie theater that sold us.
Oh yeah, right. We were talking
like
why is there all the seats open still? And it's like 5 minutes before the movie starts. He's like, well, I think a lot of people don't like Russell Crowe. Maybe they just don't like him. And it's like, really? I didn't know he's become not liked.
Yeah. So this weekend, in its second week, Super Mario Brothers pulled in $92 million.
Yeah.
In second place was The Pope's Exorcist at $9 million. That was horrible.
Oh my God.
That was a horrible opening weekend.
Well, the thing is a lot of times movies these days, when people go to the theater, they're thinking family. Mm-hmm. They're not thinking I'm going for my own reasons like we would do as professional movie reviewers. Not paid yet. We would love it if we get some subscriptions to get up to that higher end to get paid for this work. But it's fun nonetheless. But that's what I think happens is that everyone's like, I'm going to bring my family to see Super Mario Brothers and have like a group experience where no one's like, I'm going to bring my family to see the Pope's Exorcist and have a nice group experience.
Well, we went and saw this on a Monday night, and when we went to the theater was pretty empty, except there was a party room full of kids. Somebody was having a party on a Monday night for kids, and then they all walked into Super Mario Brothers. So.
Yep.
All right. Let's see what the Cult Lords ratings are, Dean.
All righty.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Amadeus Parabellum.
Laugh at the devil. Laugh at the devil. Motley Crue changes the lyrics there.
Motley Crue, yep.
Was that a devil?
I don't know where that came from. Okay. We might need to slip out of here.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So you gave it an 8.7. You liked it.
I thought it was entertaining.
You gave it, that's about B+.
I was actually surprised how funny it was. I mean, it kind of started on like a weird note there at the beginning.
I never looked at this movie as funny.
Oh, but at the beginning, what threw me, because you compare it to other exorcism movies, like that one, obviously, The Exorcist.
Right.
There's no humor, actually, any in that movie.
No.
And then the other one that I remember is like, The Omens. There was one where the Omen was, it was with Sam Neill, and it was in like the African desert where they found some temple. I mean, there's no humor in these. They're all like very architectural, investigative, documentary type, with a lot of horror and occasionally a lot of blood and guts. This one was caught me off guard because I was like, wow, they're really kind of playing a different angle on this. Like, Russell Crowe's like kind of like, hey, I'm the Pope's Exorcist, but hey, dudes, let me drink some of my whiskey and glug 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 glug, and have me and the Pope are like, hey man, slap me some skin,
Wasn't there a Leslie Nielsen movie where he was doing an exorcist?
Have no fear, my son. We have the Bible. We have our faith, and as a backup, these beauties.
But I thought it was entertaining. I mean, I thought they did a good job. They made it mysterious. They had a lot of the the catacombs, and the special effects were really top notch. Yeah,
it was. I mean, it was pretty scary. Like while you're watching it, and I thought for the most part everybody made good choices because there's always people making bad choices. But there were a few bad choices made by the kids and
the mom.
Yeah, the mom. And then the younger priest who was helping him.
Yes.
Oh hey, is this an Iron Maiden? Let me open this up.
I need to go look at this.
Oh wait, let me look right into the eyes of this possessed boy. Oh, he's got my ear!
For the love of Jesus, he's got my ear.
Yeah.
I mean, when he opened up that Iron Maiden, I'm like, oh, you're going to be in that.
Yeah.
Of course, they didn't go there. I will give them that.
Yes. Because,
there was a giant naked woman who walked out of it.
Usually when you open up something like that, it's a precursor of what's to come.
Exactly.
In a movie. And so I was like, oh, that's going to come back into play. When they were back upstairs and they come back running down one more time, after the priest whisked the kids and the mom away, he goes back in looking for...
And he's like, hello.
Yeah, hello, where are
you?
Like, Father Gabriel, where are you, Father Gabriel?
Ali Enfrey, Marco Polo, where are you? Like,
so when he goes in there, you just knew, okay. I was thinking, okay, how's this Iron Maiden going to come into play?
Right.
But,
it would have been more gruesome if he ended up in there, but I guess they were like, oh, that's too obvious. So they had to have a naked woman walk out of it.
Well, one of the girls that
one of the guilt girls, the girls that he was
sleeping with
as a priest.
When the demon says, do the congregation know you're sleeping with their daughters? And he's like, oh no, I'm going to slap you in the face.
Right.
So...
that demon definitely knew how to play on their guilt. Wait, that's a MO of demons, isn't it?
We've got to discern the name of the demon. And what was the demon's name? Asmodeus, which is Greek, actually. Deus, though, is like a Latin for, I think, God.
Yeah.
But I think it's a Greek.
Well, is Asmo like king of God? Or
I don't know.
Demon of God?
Yeah, I think so.
And that whole premise, that was, because they like revealed a whole nother like sub thing going on with like that demon, and this is like one little there was 200 demons, which I don't know if I've never heard of that before. Have you? That there was 200 dark angels that were thrown out and they became demons. But I never heard these exact details that they had.
So you know what? I think some of these do exist in like. Do you know what the Apocrypha is?
Isn't that like the Dark Bible or something like that?
Well, it's like books that didn't make the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them, the reason why is because like the church felt like they were written by like more like pagans, and they were like paganistic.
They couldn't have collaborative evidence. Yeah.
So I think some of these stories about like, because like the name Asmodeus, and there's a Hebrew word for it, was like Em Shaddai or something like that, does not appear in the actual Bible, Hebrew or Christian Bible.
But it's interesting.
But it's in the Quran.
Well, as soon as he said it, I'm like, well, I know that I've heard that word before,
but
I couldn't think of where I heard it before.
Because if you get your monster manual out,
is it in there?
And you look at all the devils and stuff, they have a picture of Asmodeus. And when I was a kid...
You mean the D&D monster manual?
Yeah, the Dungeons and Dragons monster manual. And so when I was a kid playing Dungeons and Dragons, I did not want my dad to see the demons and devils part. My dad being a minister, I thought if he saw Asmodeus,
you wouldn't be playing any more D&D.
He's not gonna let me play Dungeons and Dragons.
You're gonna be back to bingo.
Yeah, so I'd show him stuff like the owl bear and look at this, look at these orcs and stuff. You know what I mean? Because he wanted to see these books.
Because those books got serious with a lot of Gary Gygax and whoever the other guy were. They did some research there, and they weren't pulling things out of their butt. They were referencing real things.
If you look at the devils and demons that are in the monster manual, I mean, they literally take names like Baphomet, Beelzebub, Mephistopheles, Asmodeus. I mean, they take all these names and they are all in there. So
when you're a starving writer and you can't come up with stuff, you might as well steal it.
That's true.
Especially if it's public domain.
Yeah. So I thought the Asmodeus thing was pretty interesting.
And finishing off that so that they said there was 200 demons that have been somehow shoved into 200 places around the earth, and that's how just from a lore standpoint, I was like, well, that I've never heard anyone offer such an interesting take on that kind of side of things.
Now I have seen a movie, and I don't know what it is because I have seen a few Exorcist type movies, right? Mm-hmm. The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and then. You ever seen that one?
No.
Oh.
What was the one we saw a trailer for, and it was my high school friend.
Pray for the Devil?
No, there was another one. It was my high school friend is possessed or something.
Oh, yeah.
The Exorcism of My High School.
I can't remember that one. That was more like a comedy.
Yeah.
But, Pray for the Devil, it just came out. That's the one where they have the underneath the Vatican, they had the Top Gun school of priests that would go and get, the exorcism certificate.
Yeah. Oh, this
like
was
badge.
This is a series.
We did the
We
trailer
did the trailer
reaction.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
This is hot.
oh,
This is spicy.
I'm hearing noises, Dave. I'm hearing. I like in the movie too. The knock was like the most basic.
Well, she did that in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
And then the demon, I guess, was like, I'm just going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. It was almost comedic because it was
Yeah.
like, I'm going crazy from the...
Yeah.
Like, no one's finishing it.
Yep.
Nobody was doing that. Shaving a haircut, 2 bits.
So back to the movie. And I don't know if I've shared everything that I've liked about this movie, but I do like the fact that, this is based on a real guy. I don't know if you know that guy.
Yeah, they made a big point of it, and they said it was based on, they read his books.
Right. What's his name? Gabriele Amorth. And, he was the Amorth. He was the Pope's exorcist. And he said that, 98% of the calls he got sent in on was mental illness or, maybe sometimes he said it was comical sometimes. Sometimes
they
it
were
was
looking for attention and they were just
a bad day or, something like that. And, but the 2% that he went to was the real deal. Mm-hmm. And, and I guess in his books, his real to life books, he does take into account this specific possession and then some other possessions too.
Right.
But, I wonder how much Hollywood licenses put on this, right? And compared to what is a true story is of what happened. So I don't know.
He was a guy that was definitely, if it is, if they kept to like his real persona that he wrote in his books and, whatever eyewitness accounts and everything, he seems like a guy that was very sure of himself in a lot of ways. He had a humor. He he's a little bit of a, I don't want to say he was a partier, but he knew like, I'm an okay guy. I can, if I do well this way, I can have a little bit of party.
And how many exorcisms did they say he performed? Like a couple hundred?
Yeah, I thought that was...
So if 2% were real, that'd be like 4.
Yeah.
Only 4 were real. But he's probably sure of himself because he had 4 real exorcisms, stared down a demon or the devil 4 times in one. So he probably thinks, you know what?
Yeah.
I got this, right?
Right. He knows what's going on.
I know what's going on.
Plus his Pope is the buddy.
Right.
Which, if I was going to say anything, it was like, well, they made such a big thing about that, but then there was no payoff of the Pope being a buddy. Like, he didn't save the Pope in the end. They just kind of had it as like he's the Pope's buddy. The Pope never helped him, gave him any extra info, never... Because remember when the Pope opened up that, secret document that was in the redacted book?
Yeah. That was too late.
Yeah, it was too late.
It was too late to give it to him.
Right, but
I don't know. I don't have a problem with that. So, he had a good... I think that was just building his backstory. He had a good relationship with the Pope because of all of his past dealings with him.
You pointed out that was Franco Nero in
the
movie.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
that famous spaghetti western guy? Or?
Django. He was the original
Django.
Yeah.
But, if you're going to bring in such a powerful
He was in John Wick, too.
Yeah. If you're going to bring in such a powerful actor like that, you kind of expect him to be doing a little bit more than,
He's kind of old, and,
Maybe they were throwing him a bone, like, hey, you want to be in a movie?
Well, he's been in several movies recently.
Yeah.
But, maybe
they just needed a lot of gravitas with their Pope or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Some kind of weathered-looking Italian guy.
Yeah. So he was also in Enter the Ninja. Remember that? He was in Enter the Ninja.
The Ninja.
This scroll is your license as a master of ninjutsu.
Starring Franco Nero. If you take on a ninja, no matter how many you are, be prepared for the consequences. Enter the Ninja from Canon.
I don't remember that movie.
Oh my gosh!
I have to see that.
When I was 11, that was a great.
Who was in Enter the Ninja? That was like it was 1981.
Yeah.
That was on like when ninjas just made a big appearance.
It was. It was when ninjas were hitting in the 80s, and then everything was ninja for a while. You know what I mean? He was in White Fang. Look at that.
Oh, the original White Fang.
Pope John?
Oh, he's already done a Pope before?
Yeah.
Mercenary.
So, yeah, he was in a lot of stuff. He was in Camelot.
Oh, yeah.
In Camelot.
Texas Adios. This guy was definitely busy. I mean, look at this.
Oh, he was in a lot of stuff.
So many things.
He was in a lot of stuff.
So you get this guy who's super experienced, and he's playing this character. I just kind of thought, like he should have done a little bit more in the sense of they should have, from a writing standpoint, they should have written a little tiny bit more. Like maybe he was the one who, helped out in some form or another. But he was just like in his hospital bed half the time.
I didn't have a problem with that.
I don't know.
I didn't have a problem. What I wish was, remember there was the one like cardinal or bishop it was a bishop.
A little snively.
He was a snively like.
Right.
Your ancient religions don't mean anything here, Lord Vader. When he was talking to Frank O'Neill, you know what I mean? Your hokey ancient religion. It is
funny how that exactly fits that scene.
Exactly.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader. Your sad devotion to that ancient religion has not helped you conjure up the stolen data tapes, or given you clairvoyance enough to find the rebels' hidden fort.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
He was like, there's no such things as exorcists, and
or demons.
This is not in touch with modern science and all this kind of stuff.
And then
I just wish.
Then all of a sudden he was like,
he was watching the crucifix bleeding there, right? Oh, he was getting choked out by Russell Crowe.
That would have been funny if.
Don't be so confident of this modern religion you have here, Bishop.
He's like.
And then the cardinal goes, Lord Vader, release him! Release him! As you wish. Okay. So, but no, I wish he could have gone with Russell Crowe to see all this.
Yeah, that's true. He needed some payback.
Seriously. He needed a slap in the face of.
And actually, that would have been
theologian.
That would have made
reality.
That would have closed off even my criticism, because if the Pope had taken him with him and went down there and said, you know what, we have to go down there because there's something going on because we haven't heard from them.
Right.
Like let's say.
And then they say, Pope, you don't travel to these things. Right. He goes, I've got to travel to this.
I got my mobile.
I've got to travel.
Don't have my Pope helicopter. Yeah. See, that would have made right. Can you imagine how that would have paid off if all of that had culminated together and all the Pope was down there?
Yeah, and then so you got the Pope, you got Russell Crowe, you got the new guy, and then you got the demon in the middle, and they got the a ray of light going from all of them. They're like, don't cross the streams! Don't cross the streams, Gabriel! We're going to get this thing into the box! You know?
Right. The color of Christ compels you! All of them doing it at the same time.
The power of Christ compels you! And then they got the little Ghostbusters box to put it in. And, don't cross the streams, Gabriel! Don't cross the streams! Oh my God.
It would have been a better movie. Producers! I think in this particular case, they were trying to keep too much to the book. If it really, how much they were based on. Yeah. The Pope didn't go down there. We can't put that in there.
Yeah.
But that would have been a better movie.
Yeah. Well, I still enjoyed the movie. It was, I don't know how long this movie was. It didn't seem that long.
It was 7:30 to 8:45-ish, 9-ish.
What was it, an hour and 45 minutes?
Something like that.
Runtime?
But again, I thought it was well written. I was entertained. I thought I liked the lore.
1 hour and 43 minutes.
The background they created.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they definitely set it up for a sequel if they want.
Right. I mean,
which
he's only
at the box office, not going to happen.
He's only at site 1 of the 200. And they have a big map at the end, which again, they could have played that up so much more.
You know what they're going to do? They are probably going to make a sequel. But they're going to cut the budget, in a third. They're going to tell Russell Crowe, we're not going to have you. They're going to take the young priest, and then they're going to make a straight to streaming movie.
Exactly.
Right. So
and maybe 199 more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but they did do a good job of like combining a lot of things, and they had like the old ancient documents and the lore. I mean, everything you want in, kind of like your exorcism type movie.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool with the architecture they set up and the construction of the site of the abbey with all the skulls and the Inquisition. And
you know what's also interesting about this movie that I noticed is they created the trailer to highly manipulate you into thinking something happens when it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
So do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, in my case, I thought the Pope was the bad guy.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. There's a scene in the trailer where Russell Crowe says to the demon, nothing's going to happen here that God won't allow.
Oh, yeah.
And then suddenly you see the girl's neck twisting and you see the other lady go up against the wall in the trailer.
Right.
And then goes right to the guy, the demon, and he goes, did God allow that to happen?
I
only do because God allows it. Did he allow that?
know.
That doesn't happen in the movie the way like
Exactly,
that.
I noticed
right?
that too. And,
Right?
you saw bits and wait a minute, where's the oh, it's not. They completely cut up the movie and put it in the trailer chronologically.
Yeah, to make it look like that was the scene.
Right.
And so when it didn't happen that way, I was like, they did a little
trailers manipulate us.
Little manipulation on that.
Because in the trailer, to your point, like I just said, I was expecting it to set up where the Pope was somehow going to be behind it being sent down there, and then it's complete reversal of that.
Well, and they did. They manipulated that too, because in the trailer they have scenes of Russell Crowe going, the Vatican knew this already.
I know.
They've sealed this up.
And then they also show the Pope.
And then they show the Pope.
It's like,
right? So, what's going on here?
When in the movie he's having a heart attack.
Yeah.
But in the trailer he looks like evil,
Exactly. So
that was a very highly manipulated trailer.
Yeah, when you watch it. So, but I still enjoyed this movie. I had a good time.
Yeah.
I gave it 8.1. That's a B minus.
What did I say? 8.
You said 8.7.
8.7. I went even higher.
Yeah. So I mean, we both would recommend this. I mean, I could see where, people who are very Catholic probably would want to see this, right? You think?
No.
Is your mom going to see this?
Well, she wouldn't anyways. I mean, there's nothing in here that was controversial from a Roman Catholic standpoint. I mean, it was still...
Especially if it's based off a book.
Yeah,
right?
It's based off a famous, Exorcist of the Pope.
Yeah.
The Pope was, he was a good guy in the movie.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything weird happening. There wasn't any priests... Well, they did imply that the priest had an affair.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
But that was about the extent of the controversy. Now, if they really wanted to go wrong, it would have been the other side of the priest. Well, they didn't go that direction, so...
I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I want to know, for the people who have seen this, the Cult Lords viewers, what did you think of this movie? Was this a movie that you liked? Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun with it? Or did you not enjoy it? Did you think it was, manipulated? Or do you think it's old hat? You've seen this before. So, I don't know. Love to hear what you have to say. So, go down and hit subscribe. Hit like. And tell us in the comments what you thought about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We want to know.
We do want to know.
And
Dane will answer your comments if you comment on this video.
Yes, I will. I will answer them as Demon Asmodeus. That would be funny. We troll our commenters.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
No. All right, Dane. Why don't you get us out of here? I think we need a little peace.
You need a little peace
in this world after watching that.
Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my lord.
There you go.
Kumbaya.
Yeah.
Have a great peace out, everybody.